PSN.com, written by John Fengus. Sony finally allows PSN Online ID changes. Not every game will play nicely with this feature though. After months of teasing and years of waiting, Sony is finally letting you change your PSN Online ID. As of later on April 10th, today, or tomorrow in Europe, all PlayStation 4 users can change their handles either on their console or through a web browser. The first change is free, while any subsequent changes will cost $10. If you're unsubscribed, use PlayStation Plus, and $5 if you are. If you can revert back to an old ID you can revert back to an old ID for free, and you don't have to worry about someone poaching that past alias. As hinted earlier, there are significant caveats. Officially, only games released for the first time after April 1st, 2018, have been designed to support ID changes, and there's still one unspecific title that has problems. While a large majority of popular PS4 games should work, Sony can't guarantee that a name change won't cause hiccups. There is a list that shows the potential problems you might face, including a few titles such as Just Dance 2017 and Little Big Planet 3, with critical issues that break the experience. PS3 and PS Vita games don't support the PS3 and PS Vita games don't support the feature. It's arguably an overdue change when Xbox owners have. Oh, Xbox owners, what? Oh, okay. I see where it's going. It's arguably an overdue change when Xbox owners have long had the option of changing their game tags, and technical limitations could only leave many people sticking with their names for a long time. Still, Sony had to start somewhere, and if it was going to make the feature available in the first place. And let's face it, if you've been stuck with the embarrassment ID for years, you probably be willing to make a few compromises to choose something more appropriate. So
That's rough, man. Like,
it's
I know a lot of PlayStation owners that have been wanting to change their gamer tag, and this is great. But at the same time, it's like, if there's a game that you play relatively frequently, or you plan to play again in the future, and changing your gamer tag is gonna fuck that up. Like, it's like, what do you do? How do you fix that?
It's the monkey's paw situation. People have been asking for a long time, like they want name changes, and you got it, but at the cost of there will be problems depending on what game you play, and even the article it said that currently the games out there that were published or was released after April 1st should be fine, but there's even no guarantee for any future game releases that your name might fuck up something with some other game in the future, and that sucks.
The one that's weird to me is Just Dance. That's really strange to me, because that's on other platforms where you can change your name. So what was so different about the PlayStation version that limited that?
So because Sony made the way that the PSN worked with its usernames, that to give an example, Xbox on Xbox Live and the way Microsoft works is that your name, your ID code, or your ID is basically just numbers, and that's going to always be your code. That's going to be always tied to your account.
Oh, okay.
So
they had to design their game for PlayStation individually to use the name and not a code number.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, because with the Xbox names, like, you can change your names however much you want, as long as the hard code, those numbers are in there. Like the name is just a mask.
Right. So like on the Switch, that's why there's the friend code.
Exactly.
Everyone's friend code doesn't change.
Yeah.
You can't change it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes perfect fucking sense.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't even think of that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Then that's fucking PlayStation. Well done. Good job on that. That's stupid.
Yeah, and people within Sony devs have been out there and saying it's a bitch to really. I mean, I'm paraphrasing the bitch part, but they were basically saying it's a hassle. Like, this was a problem they made and they regret it right now, trying to make this work or happen. That's why we don't see many games from the PS3 era on the PS4 as much. So there's the PS3 was very much its own console and its very own thing with its own ecosystem, but anything transporting from that console to and after to the PS4 or in PS5 at this point will be just a hassle to do.
Oh
So
yeah, yeah. Well,
absolutely,
explains entirely why it's a hassle.
absolutely,
Good lord, that's like changing everyone's fucking friend code. Like that
exactly,
literally is what it
exactly.
is. Like it's. Good God. Yeah. Okay,
Hmm.
that makes sense. I didn't know that. That's why they couldn't do it. I mean,
Yeah.
I understand now, and because I understand now, like it's a whole different scenario. But
Hmm.
good lord, that's really bad foresight on their part.
Yeah. So, I, and I'll say this to anybody who was thinking about it. Sony has put out some information out there that you can look up as far as like what are games that work with this, what are games that don't, what are games you may have to look out for if you indeed plan to change your name. Also, I would advise if you plan to change your name, be 100% sure you want to do so, given a caveat of what potentially may happen in the future with any other game because of the way the PSN was made back in the PS3 era. So I would say at your own risk. It kind of feels like those commercials online or not online on TV where it's like you know if you take this product side effects can include yada yada yada, same thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So yeah, but they finally did it, and it's out there if you want to do it and use it. I almost did it this morning actually when I heard the news. Thankfully I didn't, because then I later on learned about all this information. So I was like, I'm gonna actually stick to my name. Like I don't like my PSN name honestly. Like I don't know why I made it. And for those, and I'll get this out to anybody who wants to friend me or whatnot. I don't really care. I don't really play on PS4 as much. But the name that I chose for my ID was McNasty MSP.
Ooh.
So I'm like, I look back, it's like, man, what was I thinking? So,
Yeah, it's rough. I mean, my favorite one is well, maybe not favorite one, but the one that I'm remembering off the top of my head is that Brian Belcher of Heat. Half empty energy tank for everyone that didn't get that acronym when I said it out loud. That was sarcasm. Just making sure everyone understood that.
haha.
Oh, it was sarcasm. It was a self burn. Anyway, moving
Yeah.
on. His gamer tag on Xbox for years was Game Dismantler. Game
Oh,
Dismantler.
wow.
So
That
finally, yeah, he forked over the $10 to change it to just his name, Brian Belcher.
that is a
Which
very.
good.
I'll say that is a very like 2000 name, like early 2000.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so fucking funny. Like it legitimately made me laugh the first time I played with him. I was like, it's a fucking stupid name. One
Right.
day I was like, he had changed it to Brian Belcher. I was like, oh okay, well he just changed it to his name, which is funny because his when you look at his information, which I'm looking at right now, it says his gamer tag is Brian Belcher, and then his real name is Brian Belcher. So, good job, Brian. But Brittany is like her handle is Brittany Saturn, but her real name is Brittany Miller, which she has on the thing. Which is fine. I get like using your first name, but then changing whatever your last name would be.
Yeah.
Uh,
Absolutely.
Online handles are so fucking weird because like.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's a weird thing. Like, and I respect those who put their full name out there because like you have more balls than I do. Like, given my tag I have online, it's like it's Defective Naruto, it's Clawmaster, it's whatever. Like,
Mine's Chubber Geek fucking everywhere, so.
yeah.
Give me a follow. Hey.
Yeah, do that.
Where did you get Clawmaster? That's my curiosity.
So, long story short, Clawmaster was a character I made when I was very young. Because originally I wanted to be a comic book artist, and I actually drew my own comic where I was very inspired by Wolverine, and I thought, I like claws, I like Wolverine, I'm going to try and think of a name, and Clawmaster came up. I wrote like an entire origin story and whatnot, and yada yada yada. So it's an actual OC character that I kept with me since childhood, and I keep with me. So
Yikes.
yeah. It's my character was super weird. He had claws, but like his brain was exposed, and he had like tubes coming out of his head, and like he was made